Sponsor Guitars, and welcome back to my shop. So here we go with another cool tool. Now this thing is actually an old tool, not a new tool. And you know, really the old tools are cool. I mean, you can't replace them, man. They were made so well back in the day. So this thing's been around a while. I don't know what year it is. 80s, I think. Maybe 90s. Not too sure. It's not very new, but it works great. So this is called a radial arm saw. And what I'm going to use this for is a fret slotting jig. It's going to be my dedicated fret slotter. I've used this in the past. This is a miter box. It works in conjunction with one of these plates right here that has fret slot slots. These indexing slots right here, and it works in conjunction with that pin sitting down inside right here. It's probably hard for you to see, but there's a little pin right there. It's a 1/16 of an inch pin, and you would take the lumber, double stick tape it to this piece. Of course, this is too wide to fit in there, so I won't be able to do it. But you would put inside this miter box, and you will cut your fret slots according to how many you wanted to do. So the first slot position would be just cutting off the end of the fingerboard. The next one will be fret position number 1, 2, etc. These are a little cumbersome. You've got to adjust these brass blocks right here to get the height just right for the saw blade. The saw blade has like a metal band on the top of it, nice flat straight piece that would ride on top of this, and that would be your depth stop right here. You know, you really have to, and it's not the big deal if you do all your fingerboards the same thickness like I do. And I start out with 5/16 of an inch because I want to take them down to 1/4 inch, and I know I'm going to be doing some sanding later on, so it ends up being 1/4 inch when I'm finished with it. So yeah, but anyways, this is a little more manual, so I thought I'd go to something like this, which is a little quicker, a little easier to use. So I'm scrapping this piece. Well, I won't scrap it. I'll keep it around for a backup, but I'm doing away with that for now, and I'm gonna go to this machine right here. I'm still gonna use these templates right here. I've got templates for all kinds of different scale lengths. This one right here is for a bass guitar. It's got 35-inch scale on this side and 34-inch scale on that side. So I'm going to use this on this jig. Now, so when I got this thing, it looked pretty much the way it does right now. It's in pretty good shape. It had a little bit of dirt on it. I cleaned it up. A little bit of rust in some spots. I cleaned the rust up and greased it. Same with this piece back here where it goes up and down. I sanded it out a little bit and I greased it. Got rid of the old blade that was on it, and I got rid of the old ratty table that was on it. So I put this new table on it. I got the StewMac fret slotting saw in here. It's a 6-inch saw. It's got the 23 thousandths of an inch kerf on it, which is perfect for the fret wire that I use. And I got everything squared up. I squared the blade out vertically to the table. I squared up the cut, and I marked put a mark on this table right here. I routed out a channel down the center here, and I installed this short fence. And then I took one of the extra pins that you get with that other tool, and I put that pin in a location right over here. And I put it pretty much around the same area that other one was. I might be off by a 1/16 or an 1/8 or something. It didn't really matter that much, but I wanted to keep it as close as possible. So I put that pin in there. Now, as you can see, I've got some black tape on the table. Why do I have black tape on the table? Well, because when the pin indexed the slots here, the fret indicating slots, it was sitting slightly proud of this template, and it was causing the wood to lift ever so slightly when I rolled over it like this. So I mean, it was just barely. I didn't want it lifting. I'm looking for perfection here. And this tool out here is going to speed things up, make things a little more accurate. So I couldn't leave it. I tried to file it down, but this is hardened steel and it just wasn't working. I think I could have got it eventually. But the best solution for me was to put this tape down. It brought things up enough so that when I index the pin, it's not even flush away, it's just a hair under. So it worked out perfect. So now I won't lift my wood up. All right. So, what else can I say about this thing? It's dangerous. Okay, just like anything. You got a blade that's sitting open right here. You definitely don't want to get your hands in front of this thing. So, and it's very low clearance under here to hold the piece. With both in there. You know, you got to keep your hand outside the body of this motor. It's a pretty big motor on it. So you're going to keep it outside this body of this motor. You know, when it gets over here, maybe I can switch my hand this way. Anyway, I did some test cuts. It's nice and square. I know that for sure. But it'll be the first time here that I cut fret slots in an actual fingerboard that I'm going to be using on a guitar. So, I'm going to double stick tape this to the template on a 34-inch scale side, and that's going to be on this side here. That's what's going to index the pin. And I've already pretty much adjusted the height that I want out of it. I put a marking into the fingerboard, and I know exactly how deep I want to go with it according to the type of fret wire I'm using. So I'm ready to go on that aspect. Now what I got to do is I got to double stick tape this fingerboard to this template. Now I use this tape actually from StewMac. I don't know where they get it from. It's probably 3M stuff, for all I know. It works great. Never had any problems with it. I'm gonna put a few pieces. It works so good. It's pressure sensitive. It works so good that I don't put a lot on things. I do enough to hold it down without wasting too much. So I'm gonna have this fingerboard, let's see. Let's find out where the end of this thing, because I got just enough of this board to use. So I want to cut the end right about there. So, okay, I'm going to put another piece here. I'm going to put two more pieces on it. This is a longer board. You use less with 6-string guitars. Put one on the end there. Find one in the middle. There. Peel this stuff up. There's two. Now, if this thing works out, this is a cool way to cut fret slots. And this is nothing new. A lot of people are doing this. Now, I want this edge. This is the top that I want to show. So I want that edge. Like I said, let me line this up one more time before I get too confused. I don't have a lot of room to go with. So, and I know this is a nice flush fence. I can do it this way, or I can take it against this very level table. Do it this way and make sure that it's stuck well all the way down like this. So now you have this edge that was squared up on my fingerboard lumber, squared up with that metal edge of this tool. Slot number one's right here. So my first cut is going to establish the end of the fingerboard. All right, here we go. Number one. All right, that worked out perfect. All right, well, you know what? That is a nice job right there. That looks good. That's perfect, and it's so easy. I mean, effortless to pull this across. The only thing that I don't like about it is this thing right here is right in your face. I mean, it's right here, you know. But other than that, and oh well, that and then you got to put your hand kind of pretty far outside of this motor. I know you can't see this side real well, but I've got to have my hand way back here. It doesn't take a lot of pressure to hold it up against the pin anyways. I should say the fence. It stays right up against the fence pretty tight anyways. So until you get to about the 4th fret, you can switch your hand over to this side, and it's far enough away from that blade that it won't get you, it won't bite you. But I would be very cognizant of where my hand is on this side. But if you use your noggin, you keep your digits. Other than this in your face and the way you got to grip it, I like it. I like the way it's cutting. It's very accurate. It's quick. I can do a bunch of these at one time. It'll save me a lot of time. So this is going to go on the next base, and it's ready to go. All right. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button as usual, and put a comment in the comment section if you want. Just tell me something I can improve on if I can, or if you know, just say, hey, great job, whatever. I'd like to hear from you. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because I got more videos like this coming up soon. All right. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me here.